Hello, hello, hello. Greetings and salutations, and I hope that you all are doing as well and are as happy and as healthy as you can be during this time. And today I have made a video to talk about Mars. As you can see my handy dandy artwork here. Did not mean to do that backwards, but YOLO. So, to talk a little bit about Mars, Mars rules the first house and the sign of Aries. So, the first house is all about who am I? And how do I differentiate myself between all other things and all other people? So, when we're talking about differentiation, we are talking about the things that make us different, obviously, from other things. So we have to express different things. Then, so we take in these things into our being, and then we decide if they are us, if we identify with them, and then we have to express those things through us. Now, we can do this consciously or unconsciously. And when we are doing things consciously, we are working with Mars energy because Mars is igniting and initiating. It's a cardinal energy, so it's about beginnings and the energy that it takes to move and force that energy into the direction of our manifestations and our goals. So, and manifestation can be how we express ourselves. It can be creating things. It can be writing. It can be anything that has to do with putting ourselves into another object for it to become a part of us. Mars is also associated with battles and wars, as it is known for uh, fighting and aggression and violence, and some of the more negative things that we tend to try and stay away from. But really, you don't want to stay away from things that are negative and that upset you. You want to learn from them. Not everything is about polarization and staying away from something because I don't understand it and I don't agree with it. There's a lot of information that can be learned from things that we don't understand and that we don't like. And one of those things that can come out of understanding it and that wisdom is getting closer to our true intentions so that we can bring in our highest and greatest good um, into our manifestations, and that we are truly living authentically and representing ourselves authentically in this life, because we are here to be manifestors and creators. Um, and what we manifest and create is solely up to us and whatever we choose to do. But if we are doing that unconsciously, then we're not really consciously participating with as much force and will as we could be here. And it's so much more fun and exciting, and such a better experience when we are doing things out of full participation and in awareness in our lives, and living with authenticity as well. So with first house energy, we are looking to work with the the self-identifying energy. Okay, so when we need to get clear on a goal or a manifestation, I'm sure that you've heard of, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Well, sometimes when you make a choice and you've made a decision, it seems like everything in the universe comes up to try and test that idea, that theory, that goal that you have, that you're putting into action. And some of those things that can come up can be related to Mars, like aggression and impatience and anxiety, and things that have to do with kind of a really forceful energy that wants to be moved and pushed in a direction that doesn't do well with holding it in, with stagnation. It really has to be moved. Um, and so if we are impatient with our goals, and if we are anxious, we are not able to be completely present, because anxiety is is fear of the unknown. We're not certain what's going to happen in the future, and so we have all of this buzzy kind of energy that's hanging around, that with all of the what ifs and with the doubt and the worry and all of those things that are kind of happening. And then you get the impatience, and then that can add extra confusion, and doubt and paranoia, which I could think it's kind of a little bit more of a Pluto thing. But Pluto and Mars are actually brothers, in a sense that they both have kind of the same purpose but have different ways of going about it. Pluto is more of a behind the scenes, while Mars is more of the front and center action. So also we have the night aspect, which is a representation of Mars. And by night, I mean the Knight, like the Knights of Camelot, knight in shining armor, with the violence and the aggression and the fighting that Mars can be identified with, and it is notorious for. You can kind of see where those aspects can be overwhelming. When you have too much impatience, when you have too much aggression, it can turn into violence. And then with impatience, you're not able to really think clearly, because you're not willing to wait for the outcome. You've taken that goal, and it can't manifest to the level that it could be, because everything revolves around time and timing. So we can help ourselves by getting clarity in situations that have to do with Mars energy and when we are working on manifesting. So for the ASMR portion of this video, I have a piece of paper here. Today I'm going to be using this piece of paper to write on, and I'm going to use some fire energy to help us in this demonstration. In addition to this paper that I have, I also have a clicky Sharpie that I'll be using. Hopefully it can get some good sounds. Let's see. Get a little closer. So, as I was saying earlier, something like impatience can be a hindrance to our manifestations of our goals. And it's really kind of an unnecessary, maybe I would borderline say mischievous kind of energy, but it's kind of a tricksy energy. So I'm going to write on my piece of paper, impatience. paper. I'm going to grab my cauldron to have it ready. And I'm going to grab one of my red candles here. I'm going to introduce this paper to this flame and let this Mars energy work on this impatience. And while this is burning, I like to think about how this issue is no longer going to be an issue for me. And as I watch the paper be eaten up by the fire and consumed, all of the impatience that I feel is also consumed by the fire. And the fire is now working without impatience. The action in my life is working without impatience. I am patient and willing to wait for my desires to manifest. I am patient and I'm willing to put in the work that is needed to manifest my goals and desires. That's something that can be helpful and useful, a useful little tool, I should say, for aiding in manifestation, because sometimes we just need a little assistance from a source that is outside of ourselves, but yet within us as well. Never truly outside. And so hopefully this video has been informative and maybe even relaxing and maybe even fun to watch. And most of all, I just hope that it is informative and useful. So take care of yourselves out there, take care of each other, and if you have any ideas for working with Mars energy or have something else that you do with that, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to leave a comment and we can chat. And lastly, I hope that we will be seeing each other again very soon.